Picture this. You walk away from a conversation, and instead of feeling clear, you feel drained, confused, maybe a little angry. You're replaying their words in your head, trying to figure out how they twisted things so effectively. You tried to be reasonable, but every word you said just seemed to give them more ammunition to use against you. We've all been there. It's an exhausting cycle. But what if the goal wasn't to win the argument? What if the goal was to make the argument impossible to even start? What if you could build a mindset so solid that their negativity just couldn't find a foothold? The ancient Stoics, people like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, left us a playbook for this exact problem. They knew a secret. You don't have to actively push toxic people away. You can become the kind of person their drama just can't stick to. Their chaos needs your emotional reaction to survive. When you stop providing it, the fire sputters out. They get bored. And eventually, they leave you in peace to find an easier target. In this video, I'll show you 5 phrases, all built on ancient Stoic thinking, that act as a kind of invisible shield. These aren't magic words, but they are powerful psychological tools that cut the strings of manipulation. Stick around, because once you see how these work, you'll never approach these conversations the same way again. Chapter 1. I am not responsible for your feelings. The first tool is a powerful boundary setter. It's the idea that I am not responsible for your feelings. This simple thought directly counters one of the most common weapons in a manipulator's arsenal, the guilt trip. Toxic people are masters of outsourcing their emotions. They feel angry, and they'll tell you it's your fault. They feel insecure, so they'll claim you made them feel that way. They build a world where their emotional state is your job to manage. Think about it. A friend says, "I can't believe you did that. You've completely ruined my day." Our first instinct is often to apologize or get defensive, to try and fix the feeling we supposedly caused. But the Stoics teach us to see the line clearly. As the philosopher Epictetus said, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. Here's the core. Your actions are your responsibility. Their feelings are theirs. When you anchor yourself in the thought, I am not responsible for your feelings, you're not being cold. You're just stating a fact. You're calmly handing back a burden that was never yours to carry. Picture this scene. A coworker is trying to make you feel guilty for their stress, saying, "It must be nice to be so relaxed while the rest of us are drowning." Instead of getting flustered, you can pause. You don't even have to say the words out loud. You just hold the line in your head. Then you can respond calmly. I understand you're feeling overwhelmed. You acknowledge their reality without accepting responsibility for it. The effect is profound. The manipulator expects a reaction, anger, guilt, something. When you give them none of that, just a calm boundary, their script falls apart. By refusing to play the role of their emotional caretaker, you become a boring and unsatisfying target. They will eventually go looking for their drama somewhere else. Chapter 2. I choose my own peace. The second phrase is your shield against manufactured chaos. It's, I choose my own peace. Toxic people often thrive in storms they create themselves. They love gossip, outrage, and conflict because it makes them feel important. Their goal is to pull you into that storm with them, to make their crisis your crisis. But engaging with this is like willingly stepping into a hurricane. You just get battered by negativity. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private notes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your inner peace is one of the few things in this world that is entirely within your control. You have to guard it. Let me tell you what this looks like. A friend starts gossiping about someone, eager for you to join in. You can cut it short by saying, "You know, I'm choosing to keep my own peace, so I'd rather not get into this." A family member tries to drag you into an old argument. You can say, "I love you, but I choose my own peace. I'm not going to be a part of this fight." Here's why this works so well. It's not an attack on them. You aren't judging them for their love of drama. You're simply making a choice for yourself. It's an unassailable position. To argue against it would expose their real intention. They don't want you to be peaceful. They want you to be as agitated as they are. When you consistently choose your own peace, the toxic person learns that you are a dead end for drama. You're like a calm sea next to their raging storm. They can't make waves in your water. Over time, they stop trying. People who run on chaos are repelled by genuine tranquility. Chapter 3. I am not here to impress you. The third shield is a quiet declaration of self-worth. I am not here to impress you. This idea dismantles the power of judgment. Manipulators often position themselves as the judge of your value. They use backhanded compliments, subtle put-downs, and unsolicited advice to make you feel like you're constantly being evaluated and always falling short. They want you living in a state of anxiety, always seeking their approval. The Stoics warned against this. Relying on outside validation makes you a slave to other people's opinions. Epictetus put it more bluntly. If you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own. This phrase, I am not here to impress you, is usually one you say to yourself. It's a powerful internal mantra that changes your entire posture. But it shapes how you respond externally. Picture you're at a family gathering and a relative starts in. Still at that same job? Your cousin just bought a house, you know. The old you might feel a rush of shame and start making excuses. The Stoic you understands what's happening. This isn't concern, it's a power game. In your mind, you anchor yourself with the thought, I am not here to impress you. Then, you can respond with a simple, calm, I'm happy with my path. No defense, no anger. You're just not playing their game of judgment. This defangs them completely. Their criticism only works if you believe it has power over you. When you show that their opinion is irrelevant to your self-worth, their weapon turns to dust. They're trying to be the judge in a trial you refuse to even attend. They'll quickly get tired and move on to find someone who will dance for their approval. Chapter 4. I accept what I cannot change. The fourth phrase is the foundation of Stoic calm and your key to escaping endless frustration. It's the principle, I accept what I cannot change. So many toxic relationships are built on a false hope. The idea that if you just try hard enough or say the right thing, you can fix the other person, you can cure their negativity or heal their insecurity. This is a trap that can waste years of your life. The Stoics have a name for this: fighting against nature. One of the core Stoic teachings is separating things into two buckets: what's in our power and what's not. Our own thoughts and actions are in our power. Almost everything else, including the fundamental personality and choices of another person, is not. When you truly internalize, I accept what I cannot change, you stop fighting unwinnable wars. You stop taking responsibility for someone else's character. If you're dealing with a chronic complainer, you stop trying to cheer them up. You accept that this is how they choose to see the world. If you're dealing with someone who lies, you stop trying to catch them. You accept that they are a liar. Now, this acceptance isn't weakness. It's an act of profound self-preservation. It doesn't mean you have to tolerate bad behavior. You can accept that a person is toxic and, because of that, choose to limit or end your contact with them. The acceptance is about seeing reality clearly. When they try to pull you into their drama, this thought becomes your anchor. They might say, "You should make me happy." Instead of arguing, you can think to yourself, "I accept that I cannot change how you feel." You can then respond, "I can't make you happy. I can only control my own actions." Someone committed to their own dysfunction needs you to believe you can change them. It keeps you hooked. When you drop the rope and accept them for who they are, the whole dynamic collapses. You're no longer a participant in their cycle, and they're forced to confront their own life without you as a distraction.
Chapter 5. I respond, not react. The fifth and final thought is maybe the most powerful one in the moment. It's a rule for action: I respond, not react. A reaction is instinctual, emotional, immediate. It's that flash of anger when you're insulted or that knot in your stomach when you feel manipulated. A response, on the other hand, is conscious and chosen. It comes from your rational mind, not your hijacked nervous system. Toxic people are masters of provocation. They know exactly which buttons to press to get an emotional reaction. Your reaction is their reward. It proves they have power over you. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. The best way to beat a provocateur is to refuse to be provoked. Think of it as creating a space. When someone says something outrageous, an event occurs. The untrained mind reacts instantly, closing that space. The Stoic mind creates a pause. In that pause, you take a breath. You watch your initial emotional surge, the anger, the hurt, and you let it pass over you. Then, you choose your response. A colleague insults your work in a meeting. The reaction is to get defensive and hit back. The response is to pause, and say calmly, "I see you have a different opinion. Let's look at the project goals after the meeting." When you consistently refuse to provide that emotional reaction, the toxic person is left completely disarmed. They've thrown a lit match into a bucket of water. There's no explosion, no fire. Just a quiet fizzle. It is deeply unsatisfying for them. They're like a child throwing a tantrum who suddenly realizes no one is watching. The performance becomes pointless. By mastering that pause, you become psychologically untouchable. These 5 ideas: I am not responsible for your feelings, I choose my own peace, I am not here to impress you, I accept what I cannot change, and I respond, not react, are more than just words. They are the pillars of a mental fortress. They are the practical tools from a philosophy designed to give you freedom. True power, as the Stoics taught, isn't about controlling others. It's about mastering yourself. When you stop being a source of emotional fuel, when you refuse to play the games, toxic people won't just be silenced, they'll be repelled. Your calm becomes a mirror, forcing them to see their own chaos, and they will turn away. You won't have to push them out of your life, they will drift away on their own. And if this little guide landed for you, do something tiny that matters. In the comments below, just drop the number of the phrase that you need the most right now: 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I read every single one, and I'll reply to a handful so we can turn your comment into a real next step. Ready to take the keys back to your own peace of mind? Let's get started.